Jennie Reed, Olympic medalist, and Jennie, I think your story is a great story of persistence. You know, you chased that for many Olympics. You're still young, but
Yeah.
you've been competing internationally for 16 years, right? And then finally you get the opportunity to win an Olympic medal in the pursuit.
Yeah.
Tell me what
Team
your
pursuit.
Olympic experience was like.
I mean, this was by far the best in London. I was in Athens, I was in Beijing, and then in London was just by far the best. I think London was all about not only doing it for a long time, but as an athlete, you learn balance, and it took me that long to figure out how to have a little bit more balance in my life. And it was perfect.
Now, Jennie is a product of Issaquah High and then also the Marymoor Velodrome. Can you tell me about how those two institutions, what it has meant to your career?
Yeah, no, I started at Marymoor, and I can't tell you how great it was. I mean, the community out there was just so supportive. I was 16 and I started on the track. I actually started out there because I rollerbladed out there, and I said, can I rollerblade around this track? And one of the guys said, well, no, but you can actually get on a track bike. And I didn't know what it was, and I said, okay, I'll give it a go, a bike without any brakes. And so I signed up for a track class, and I learned how to race the velodrome. And I didn't really like road cycling, the endurance part of it, but once I got on the velodrome, it's all about speed, it's close proximity to other riders, and I was in love with it. I thought this is the sport for me. I love it.
Now, Jennie, cycling, I mean, it's so vast. There's so many different events and disciplines that you can get into. So many people think about the sport and they think one thing right now. They think the endurance, they think Lance Armstrong, they think of his confession, and they think of how are you going to clean up the sport of cycling. I mean, just what are your thoughts about, where your sport is overall, the image of it, and, whether the Lance Armstrong controversy just casts too big of a cloud when there's so much more to appreciate with the sport?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what I do, track cycling, is much different than what the guys are doing over in Europe, racing the Tour de France, racing a lot of those one-day tours. Track cycling is a lot different. The pinnacle of our sport is the Olympics. We're just getting enough really to make ends meet and to do what we love to do. So I think that we're doing something. I mean, it goes to show we just won the Olympic silver medal. We went up against a lot of the heavy hitter countries. Great Britain won. We got second, but we really were the underdogs. And it just showed that 4 of us women were really passionate about track cycling, and we went up against the best in the world. So there's a lot of positives to be had in the sport for sure. And I don't want it to get kind of mixed in with, the men's elite pro peloton. It's very different than that, but I think there's a lot to come from that.
Now, where do you go from here? I mean, you have reached a lifelong goal. You're still young. Are you going to come back and try to make it to another Olympics? Are you going to retire and do something else? What's in your head right now?
Yeah, I think for me, I started as a sprinter, so I did the event that was the shortest event on the track. I did, it was an 11-second event for the first 2 Olympics, and then this Olympics, I did an event that was over 3 minutes. So it was a big transition for me, and I think for sure that was the pinnacle of my career, and I'm ready to kind of, only really ride for recreation. But really my dream is to really introduce kids into the sport. I want to go out to the schools, and I really want to make track cycling a club sport. So I'm going to go around to the schools and get kids motivated and introduce them to track cycling, because a lot of people, to be honest, don't know. They know cycling, they know Lance Armstrong, but they don't know track cycling. And track cycling is really exciting. It's really exciting to watch, it's really exciting to race, and I think kids would get pumped about it. So.
Well, Jennie, best wishes to you in the future, and thank you for providing us with some great memories in London.
Thanks.